This is Healthy Living with Alex. Sometimes things happen in life that can change the course of the way life opens up for you. Mine started with a neighbor's child getting sick, and because I was at home, my neighbor who had seen my car in the driveway came over to ask me whether we could take the child to the hospital, which we did. And as the child was getting attended to, the doctor who knew me asked me, "How come today you are not at work?" So I told him the headaches today were just too much. And then he said something so strange. Among the many strange things he was going to say that day, he asked me, "Have you ever had your pressure checked?" So I asked him in a very joking manner, "Doctor, you know me. I always beat you when we go to aerobics in the gym. I can do 1 whole hour nonstop when you can hardly manage half an hour continuous aerobics." So he told me, "Now that you're here, why don't we have it checked?" Again, I was reluctant because I thought, wait, I am only 39 years old. How would I even think about high blood pressure? But then, because the headaches had become too much, I said, well, what's the harm? So he checked my pressure. Then he told me, relax, it is nothing so serious, just relax. So after 5 minutes again, he came. He checked the pressure and said nothing to me. Then he went away. And the next thing I saw is a nurse who had those older machines. You remember the ones they could press on as they attended the pressure to your arm. She checked, went out without saying anything to me. After 2 minutes, the doctor came and told me something that made me realize something is wrong. He asked me, "Does your friend know how to drive?" So I looked at him and I think he saw the shock on my face, and he told me, "Because I'm admitting you right now." You can imagine me at 39 years, fully energetic in the gym for all those hours. And then here he was saying I have to be admitted and whether my friend could drive. Anyway, to cut a long story short, my pressure was too high, and that was what was causing the headaches. And he took me straight to a place where I could wait, and he gave me some intravenous injection. And then we called my wife, and she drove home my neighbor's child. So I keep asking myself many, many years, that was 25 years ago, 26 years ago, if that child had not gotten sick, where would I be now? Would I even be here? Or would I be totally medicated? Or would I even be alive? So sometimes God sends some message to you so that you take a different direction. And for me, it was that child getting sick. So I came to get to know I had high blood pressure at the height of my life at 39. And I had to start thinking about what next, because the doctor had said from now on, you'll be using medication. For me, the medication was even worse. The symptoms were even worse than the symptoms of the disease. They gave me nausea, they gave me headaches, I couldn't sleep well. So that really opened up a chapter for me, because now I realized I cannot be on medication for the rest of my life. Luckily for me, I had done biology at A level. So I was able to start studying, and those were the ages of computers coming on board, and I was an IT person. I was a specialist, actually, a programmer. And I went into learning about the body system and why things would go so wrong so early in my life. And that's when I came to discover that the Eastern world, that is the Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans, Malaysians, they did not throw away their indigenous knowledge. And what they did is to now bring it into mainstream scientific study. And the products they had been using for years and years actually helped their people with conditions like high blood pressure. Again, to cut the story short, I came to learn about omega-3, garlic extracts, resveratrol, and all the teas that the Chinese love taking. All of them actually combine to help with the symptoms and also with the causes of pressure. So for me, it was a turning point. I started using that antilipemic tea, omega-3, garlic extract, and resveratrol, which is derived from grapes. And in 4 months, I could actually stop taking the medication. In 6 months, I completely stopped the medication. And in a year's time, I was now taking this product for supporting my system rather than healing my pressure. My pressure went down to normal after those 6 months, but I was still worried and I kept studying and learning. And that's how I came to meet Chinese specialists. I met our own doctors who had now started looking at our lifestyles to know exactly what happens so that people get high blood pressure and so forth. So I have come to learn in the 26 years I've had this condition, and now, even if I don't suffer the symptoms of it, okay, sometimes the pressure can go up. I really use the list of medications to get back to normal, something that cost me less than 50 bob. While the initial medicine those 26 years ago was 5,000 per month, today that would be something like 25 or 26,000 shillings per month. So for me, it was a big change, and I got this passion now to learn and educate other people on health and wellness. So this comes in form of foods, the foods that we take, our lifestyle, foods, exercise, weight management, and something called detoxification, which I'll talk in other clips later on. So our system requires that we continuously cleanse it. And this was happening with our foods. The foods we used to take would cleanse our system, nourish us, manage our weight, and also remove the poisons. But we left that and went into the study of how medicines could be used to heal or to clear the symptoms, but we were never addressing the cause. And so I have made it my passion now to educate people with the knowledge that I have received. And I say it is not knowledge that can be quantified. I'm not a doctor. But if I manage to get rid of the condition, you also can benefit. So many people would ask, what have you used? I used those antilipemic teas from China, several types of those teas. I used omega-3. I used garlic extract. I used resveratrol. All these came from natural sources. Today, I can say I have used natural methods to maintain my pressure to what it no longer can be called a disease. So I do breathing exercises every day. I am very conscious about the foods that I eat. I take selective food products. For example, I never eat anything packed. I hardly ever take processed foods. I do not eat foods from supermarket at all, nothing, even crisps or peanuts or anything that has been processed. So I can recommend some of these products to you if you are so interested, but I'll also keep educating you on what other lifestyle changes you could do so that you maintain a healthy lifestyle and avoid the medicines. Because as I told you, our doctors have been educated on a syllabus that was made by interested parties. These are people who wanted to sell pharmaceuticals. So they made sure the syllabuses that were done in the universities and the clinical studies that were funded would be those that support medication and not healthy living and natural products. So today, we call these alternate health products that can actually maintain your system. They can also remove certain toxins that can cause inflammation in your system, which leads to other diseases. So as I said, my name is Alex Wainaina, and this is Healthy Living with Alex. If you need to contact me, it's through 0107 400 117. 0107 400 117. See you on the next clip.